Y'all remember Twilight? Remember when that was going on? I know, insufferability. And one of the biggest, one of the most obvious low points of that franchise, and trust me, there were many, was the performance of Kristen Stewart. There she is right there. Hi, Kristen! What you been up to lately? Vapidly gazing into the camera with a slightly open jaw and just wide eyes, trying to pretend and pass off that that's acting. Good for you. I see you've made a decent living out of it, but recently she's been making news after she grabbed the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. What year is this? Okay, but Kristen Stewart, uncensored. I want to do the gayest thing you've ever seen in your life. What the hell is this about? And, well, you got the cover, and it's like, what are you? I don't know if I can show the rest of that stuff, but I can just go ahead and keep it right there. But there she is on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Dr. Hook, I feel so bad for you for at one point in time really wanting to acquire that. But now it's being given to has-beens in biker vests wearing a jockstrap, rocking teeth that look like they're fashioned out of recycled fence posts and nailed in accordingly, and hair care techniques that would make Joe Dirt envious. Like, that's the gay... What the... Like... That's the impetus for wanting to do, and I quote, the gayest thing you've ever seen in your life. Kristen Stewart is strong as... Oh my god, Rolling Stone, man. Like, we're so edgy. Oh my god, we say fuck in the first line. Oh my god. And I don't mean this metaphorically. I am not, for instance, talking about any experience from her past that she has quote unquote risen above, like the time she was in those vampire werewolf movies and dubbed the world's most hated actress because she did not appear sufficiently stoked to sit in a room full of journalists and discuss making out with her co-stars. Yeah, that's kind of interesting because now you want to sit in a room of journalists and discuss wanting to make out with same-sex co-stars. This is very interesting. But yeah, not wanting to make mention of Twilight, which, yeah, it was a meme at the time where it was just chicks and a bunch of single, lonely, cat-pissed, stinking, box wine enthusiast women that would go in droves to see the Twilight movies. Those films, for better or for worse, made a hell of a lot of money. And then they ended up spurning the 50 Shades of Grey franchise, which gave rise to Dakota Johnson, who is now part of the biggest bomb in Hollywood. Oh my god, everything really is connected to the web. At the time that she was photographed kissing her much older and married Snow White and the Huntsman director, yeah, that ended up, breaking off her second-degree romance with her former co-star from the Twilight. It's like, there's some things that people knew back when Kristen Stewart was somewhat of a mainstream figure and didn't have to resort to, well, less than stellar tactics to receive a little bit of attention. But I don't think we need to read the rest of this stuff. It's supposed to be the cover story for the April or March edition of Rolling Stone magazine, if anybody actually gets that. But after the backlash, and a lot of people were like, wow, what happened to Kristen Stewart? Hollywood, it really eats you up, showing you side-by-side comparisons of where she used to be a blonde, used to be, I don't know, mid-level attractive. Like, she was never the most, jaw-dropping person out there. Yeah, the same old rejoinders from the people in the comment section. Get woke, go broke, oh, this is what happened. Everything woke, turns to shit. And it's like, nah, man, this is just somebody desperate for attention and never developed a jump shot. Never figured out that, your middling attractiveness only carry you so far. You would eventually have to figure out how to either act, or you could just always rely on that old tired standby. Women can go ahead and exploit their sexuality, but as we've learned from somebody else who recently found the business end of a rope, there's a finite amount of time that you can make use of your sexuality. Kristen Stewart defends the gender-bending Rolling Stone cover. I'm really happy with it. Well, yeah, we've got some photographic evidence to see how really happy she is with it. But Kristen Stewart has defended her risque photo shoot for the March Rolling Stone magazine cover. It's March, okay. That went viral and divided audiences on social media platforms. The existence of the female body thrusting any type of sexuality at you is not designed for exclusively straight males is something people are not super comfy with, or I'm really happy with it. It's kind of funny because I seen everybody across sexual spectrum just look at that and go, she doesn't look well. What are you doing? Stewart told a press conference on Sunday at the Berlin Film Festival for her latest movie, Love Lies Bleeding. Oh wow, imagine that. You're trying to pimp out your lesbian love tale by trying to do the gayest thing possible. Big shock on that one. That's how we got to this situation. The photos feature a mullet-clad Stewart wearing jock straps and baseball shorts. Man, they want to be dudes so bad. The spread quickly and went viral on social media as fans marveled over the opportunity for the queer celebrity. She's queer? I always thought she was straight. Maybe she's not. Oh, she's probably past 30. So yeah, of course she needs to go ahead and, leverage any position that she can possibly take for a bit of attention to get a hypersexualized photo shoot that isn't catered towards the male gaze. And again, we'll bring up the cover here. Who exactly is this aimed towards? Who's looking at pictures like this and going, yeah, I can really get behind this, but this isn't supposed to be for specifically straight guys? Well, what does that say about the two guys that are being used as decorations on the side? What are you saying about them? All right, whatever. Stewart, who is bisexual, I'm sure. Probably at a couple of parties, a few drinks in. Said she enjoyed breaking with traditional stereotypes about what it means to be feminine. Well, this really would have been like glass shattering, glass ceiling breaking. There we go. That's the proper term I was looking for. If we were in, say, I don't know, the 1960s, but it's really passe in 2024, somebody should let her know. It's okay to take different pictures and mix them up in a way that people aren't used to and want to go, that's okay too. Or maybe people just immediately assess this for what this was, just a desperate grasp for attention, and it just didn't end up working out well for you. And now you're having to rewrite the narrative. No, trust me, guys. It was always supposed to make you feel disturbed about my appearance. Stewart insisted the androgynous images taken by Collier Shore, I'm sure he's probably on a watch list, and somebody should probably go through their hard drives for Rolling Stone. Should not be that big of a deal. In fact, it's pervasive, and it's everywhere, and it's being denied, and it's crazy. Yeah, whatever, who cares? Love Lies Bleeding, directed by Rose Glass, and follows Lou as a manager of a gym in the middle of nowhere, America, and falls for a bodybuilder, Jackie, and they blow out of town on her way to the competition in Vegas. Oh, wow. A butch lesbian meets a questioning lesbian, and then they fall in love. The only thing that's missing is a couple of flannel shirts. Got the pickup truck, but I'm sure the black eyes probably show up later in the film. But now, this is how you pigeonholed yourself, Kristen. If you didn't think that you were getting preferential treatment back when you were one of the biggest names in Hollywood, being typecast as being the love interest in the most popular film franchise running at the time, now you get to specifically talk about big gay movies. Good for you. Kristen Stewart talks male gaze, Rolling Stone cover, and queer cinema, Berlin presser for Love Lies Bleeding. The era of queer films being so pointedly only that is done. That's why you have to specifically call them out as queer films, and you have to advertise them by wanting to do the gayest thing possible. Really sounds like you don't have a good grasp on things, but does that look like the face of somebody who is really happy with the decisions that they're making, really living a fulfilled life? I'm just saying, man, those eye bags tell a different story. Kristen Stewart is in Berlin this weekend for the international premiere of her lesbian crime thriller Love Lies Bleeding. The actress who presided over the Berlin jury last week told journalists at the press conference this morning the opportunity to work with filmmaker Rose Glass was one of the main draws for the ballistic project for her. Definitely did this movie for Rose. Saint Maud is one of my favorite movies. We were friends immediately. She pitched it, and I said A24 was willing to provide a lot of the money for her second film, which was so fucking cool. The script was really interesting to read. The ultra-violent, twisty feature drew hoots and hollers at Sundance. Yes, so a bunch of gays in the audience clapped at the big gay movie. Big shock, more at 11. Stewart acknowledged, I think we can't keep doing that. No, we've all been here the whole time. The era of queer films being so pointedly only that is done. We're there over. The actress said she enjoyed exploring a range of characters and roles that are not always feeling like you have to stand on an effing soapbox and be everyone's spokesperson. Yes, the Twilight and Spencer stuff. Okay, like there's a bit of a drop off there from Twilight to what the hell is Spencer? Cited Now and Then and If These Walls Could Talk, two among her favorite queer-themed movies. The age of films having to be labeled queer is over. Let me just exclusively talk about my big queer movies. This is what you do, man. Okay, these are the types of audiences that you end up running when you try to grasp desperately at any attention straw within arm's reach. She's not the first. She won't be the last either. Just once again, there are many cautionary tales out there in the entertainment industry. So let Kristen Stewart be one of those examples for you. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.